Oh. Oh gosh. Nope. We need to scoot over. All right, everyone. We're here. And it says something is wrong with my YouTube. What is going on with YouTube? Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't guess I'm gonna have a chat. So if anybody wants to chat, I won't be able to see it. Because YouTube is doing some weirdness. Let me turn down. So this today the picture is the Go Heal picture that I posted. What is going on with this thing? It's like a big block right there. Reload the sites. Here. What is going on? This is weirdness. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna record this, and I hope that YouTube that whatever, it's got a big wrench and a monkey holding a wrench saying something's wrong. So I don't know. Hopefully this holds up. I wanted. Let me see if I can get my. There we go. That's better. So today, back by popular demand, and the one person, probably 3 people who have watched my stream have asked me to talk about neurodivergence and love again. So that's what I'm doing today. Just some of the lessons I've learned. And while I'm coloring this page, we may not get through the entire page, but I'm going to try to get through most of it. This is my Go Heal. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned being neurodivergent in love is, for some reason, I don't know why, we get a lot of people coming our way who need to go heal. Now, if you're new to the panic pages, the way they work is they're numbered sequentially. So you start with 1, find 2, and then find 3 wherever it is on the page, which is right here. And you color each number until the page is full. You don't skip numbers. They're all there. You have to find them. You choose the color scheme. And the way it works is it gets you looking across the midline of your face, because if you look, every time your eyes have to cross your nose, basically, your eye line has to cross your nose. I think that's the way it is. Anyway, it helps you to kind of calm down. Counting helps you calm down. Coloring helps you calm down. All of this is to help you find calm and to calm the noise in your head, to kind of get to a place where you can kind of make sense of things. And things like this are some of the things that kind of help bring that anxiety back. Anyway, I do want to say, excuse my nails. I am finally, since I'm doing these coloring streams, I'm finally going to take a cue from some of my fellow coloring community artists, and I am going to get my nails done tomorrow. It kind of gave me an excuse. I've needed to do it for a while, but that type of pampering is not something that I'm used to doing. It's not, but it's something that I'm going to get used to. So at some point this week, I'm going to get my nails done. Hopefully before the next stream, which I think will be on Friday night. So we'll see how it goes. But tonight, Go Heal. Neurodivergence in love. I'm just gonna. A lot of the lessons I've learned in dating so far is being at my big age. Um, is that there's a lot of unhealed people out there, and they really, really, really are hell bent on making their healing my problem. So, one of the things I hate, the part about the end of a relationship, no matter how it went, even if you're ending it amicably, the one thing I hate is that somebody inevitably has to dump their stuff on you. And it's stuff that, you know, it's like, dude, it is not my fault that you sat on your ass the whole time we were dating and got nothing accomplished. But go ahead, blame me if you want. If that makes you sleep better, um, yeah, it's my fault for whatever you conjure in your head. Have those last words, and then go away. I've had to I've had to get to where I build kind of a guard. I don't know if you say a guard, but I've kind of gotten myself prepared in a way for those final words, that final punch that people like to take. I know it's coming. I'm anticipating it, and I'm ready for it. Whenever they kind of throw that final punch after things have sort of ended, telling me what's wrong with me, what was my fault, and what I did to them, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I know what's going to happen. Go ahead, do your worst, and then go away. Go heal. um, and I'm not saying that I'm taking responsibility for it, by no means. No, it's just that going back and forth, it's like those final words are meant to start an argument, just to keep you going back and forth. And I'm not doing that. Okay, say what you want to say. Fine, cool. Yeah, cool story, bro. All right, bye. Most of the time, I end up archiving the messages, or DMs or chat or whatever, and not even looking at those final words because I know they're not going to help me at all. They're not. Now, there have been a lot of people that after that final blowout, we're still friends. I was just talking to somebody today that I'm still friends with that I used to date. The final words we had with each other weren't so bad at all. It was one of those, you know, well, this is the problem I had, and that's the problem I had, and oh, well, cool. Um, and that was it. We're still friends. So, um, and the majority of the guys that I've dated or had an encounter with has been that way. But there's a few that it's been, okay, I've got to block you because you're just a bunch of anger. You're angry at me for whatever reason, and I'm not taking it. And that's the one thing I think that as neurodivergents we've got to learn to do. It took me a while to learn, is that you're not responsible for adult feelings. If they have a problem when they leave a relationship with you, it's not up to you to like internalize that. Okay, just because they say that it's your fault because of A, B, and C doesn't mean it actually is. There's a thing called projection. There's a thing called gaslighting. There's a thing called unhealed hurt people hurting people and just wanting to hurt people. And that's usually what it is. So don't take that stuff. Don't take that shit on yourself. Don't. Um, do what I do and just let those words be those words and go. If they really wanted to maintain something with you, they wouldn't try to give you that one last punch. They wouldn't try to basically get their lick in if they really cared enough about your friendship to keep it. So that's what I tell myself. If they really cared enough about my friendship to keep it, they wouldn't want to try to get a lick in. I don't know. It seems to me that neurodivergence in dating it's all about just learning how to adapt to this world that is not sized for us. I have yet to date somebody who is neurodivergent and cognizant of that. I've dated somebody who was neurodivergent and didn't believe in neurodivergence, which I'm not doing that again. I mean, it's just like dating somebody who's black and who thinks they're purple. It's a world of confusion. And there's a lot of things that it's like, oh, yeah, you're doing that because of the neurodivergence. Well, how can you tell them that if they don't believe it? If they don't not believe it, but if they don't take it seriously. So that's one thing that I want to do, is to date somebody that is neurodivergent, that knows, because all I've dated are neurotypicals, and I just find myself having to adapt to their way of thinking, their world, a lot of explaining myself and how I am. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not. And it's taken a lot of hurt and healing. I've had to build up some scars, some scabbing in order to be able to get to this place where I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's not about me. That's about you and your damage, and I'm not taking responsibility for it. So, yeah. Yeah. Making sure I got all okay. So I don't know. I would love to, anyone who sees this, I would love to hear what your experiences have been. I find that being neurodivergent and trying to date, it is a lot of, it's hard. It's draining. There's a lot of masking that we have to do in order to kind of get through, especially that awkward first. I hate first dates. I don't like them. I don't, because it's like it feels like an audition. And I don't audition well. I don't. And I just kind of feel like I'm trying to be somebody I'm not, trying to prove somebody, trying to hide who I really am. So I don't know. That's something that's how I used to feel. Nowadays, it's like, you're going to get what you're going to get. And if that day I am feeling like being just the quirky old me, or I'm really not wanting to talk, I'm really not feeling it, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get whatever comes out. I don't know. Maybe it's my age. Maybe I've just reached at 44. I'm at that age to where, that give no fucks age, where I just don't care. I don't care to adapt and be what other people want me to be. Who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, to me, again, my stream, my thoughts, being neurodivergent and trying to date is all about trying to figure out who you are. I think it's like one of those things where it's one of those major coming of age type of stories. You really don't know who the hell you are until you start trying to date neurotypicals and have to really be strong and have to really come to terms with who the person you really, really are, who you want to be, and who you want the world to see. I think when all that comes together, when you it makes you one hell of a person. But on the way to becoming that person, it's a lot that you go through. It's a lot. Go through a lot. So anyway, it's like a major transformation. And I know a lot of people are doing the neurodivergent dating thing when they're younger. Some of us, they're a lot younger than me. But I spent my formative years married, raising kids. I was not trying to figure myself out. I was trying to figure myself out as a mother, actually trying to figure out what I wanted to do, what my career was going to be, how I wanted my kids to come up. That's what I was doing. It never occurred to me that one day I would have to figure out who I am and how I want to project myself to the opposite sex in the pursuit of love. But here I am. I also do have to say, though, I think this experience has really taught me a lot about me and who I am. Case in point, I had a conversation with someone I once dated, and it didn't end well. There was a lot of kind of passive aggressiveness in the conversation. And I clocked it like immediately and was like, nope, I'm not dealing with that. Not dealing with that. And suddenly it's like that, what is that, Sia song, No New Friends? Yeah. This person wanted to be friends, but it's like, yeah, I'm not too keen on being friends with manipulative people. It's not happening. I mean, more power to you if you find somebody else who wants to, but the whole trying to be manipulative thing, it really turned me off. And I didn't know that about me. I mean, so I guess I should thank that person because I didn't know that I had this quality until now. So that's one thing I've found out about myself is I really can't do passive aggressive. It's almost like I'm allergic to it because my body just goes into, just kind of a nope, instant shutdown, instant, I'm not doing it. My brain turns into a 3-year-old and it's like, nope, I'm not, we're not doing it. We're not budging. We're not going anywhere. No. And if you keep it up, I want to start screaming. So that was pretty interesting to find that out, which I kind of knew. I don't like manipulative tactics because to me, use your big kid words. Okay. You can use your words. You can talk about what's on your mind and what's making you feel like you're not the best right now. And if you can't use your words, we've got to figure that. I mean, that to me, that's a bigger problem. If you feel like you can't talk and say what you need to say, that's a bigger issue. Which is something that's another thing about dating neurotypicals in this day and age. Why are we not using our words, people? Why can't we just say the thing we want to say? Why is it so hard? Why do we have to leave everything in our brains and not let those words come out in the open? If you feel a way about a person, why can't you tell them? Why do you have them wondering and sitting there? If you don't like something, why don't you say it? Why are we just ghosting and being quiet and, just for days not saying anything and then coming back and trying to rejoin things like nothing ever happened? No. I was in the middle of a conversation. You stopped talking. I don't know why you stopped talking. Tell me why you stopped talking. Was it because of something I said, something I did? What? You've got to explain that. Sorry. I've got to get used to coloring. I had to cover that up. But no, this is me talking to in my brain, kind of yelling at the person who refuses to, share to use their words. It's like, I'm not a mind reader, and I'm not, as I said before, I'm not one of these that I don't know the rules. I'm not too keen on the rules, and I kind of don't want to learn them because why? Why do I have to, know this rule about how often and how little, and if he does this, it means this, and if I do that, it means this to him. Why aren't we talking? Why aren't we using our words like big people? I don't understand. I don't know. Sometimes being me and my ADHD on the dating scene, I kind of feel like I'm just this teenager, just starting out the same for the first time and trying to figure this out. And I'm in a room full of adults who've already been in the dating world for a long ass time, and I'm just trying to figure out how this game works. It's like you know, in the middle of Chuck E. Cheese, and I don't know how to play any of the games, and nobody's telling me how, and everybody else who's playing the games, they're playing by a certain set of rules that I don't know. But everybody else in the room knows the rules. Everybody else in the room knows the rules but me. That's the way it feels sometimes. Anyway, but I'm not saying that I'm down on love. I truly think that it will happen for me, but I think that it'll happen for me with someone who can get past the initial whatever the turnoff is with neurotypicals and neurodivergence, you know? Somebody who's not there for the labels, who's not there for just seeing what they can get, who's not hiding. I've just got to find that authentic person who's just there to have fun and meet people and who's looking for their person. So when I find that person, I will let you guys know. Otherwise, here I am. But again, like I said, this has been I'm complaining a lot, yes, but I'm not totally down on love and dating because like I've learned so much about myself in this process. And I know I have other lessons coming. I mean, not as harsh as the others, but I'm so proud of myself for the way that I've kind of learned to, first of all, protect my peace and put myself first. I used to be a major people pleaser, as most people. I mean, I think that's most people who are moms, who raise kids, who were married for a long time. You learn to put everybody else before yourself. You do. And when you're dating, I mean, if you can do that, but if you do that, people are going to take advantage. Yes, you can be the woman that they date who wants to cook and nurture and care. And yes, they'll take that cooking and nurturing and care, but you ain't getting nothing back, lady. At least not from the person that doesn't want to give it back. You got to learn to protect yourself and to put yourself, I don't know, it's almost like calling myself to a higher standard, you know, requiring myself to, how do I put it? Requiring myself to have my own rules, the things that I will and will not do. Going back to the final goodbye statement, I'll say. One of my rules is the one thing I will not do is I will not take it personally. Anything said. If you want to tell me something that's going to help me out, do not say it. Make it your last words before we break up, fall out, stop talking, because I'm not listening to you. I know, again, as I said before, I know those words are meant to hurt. And I am not interested in hurting just because you think I should. Where did I just come from? 34. I need to do 35. Did I do 35? I don't think I did. 34 was right here. It's 35. Right here. Let's see. I was going to skip straight over to 36. That's the thing about these. You got to kind of keep track of the numbers that you're working on, because it's really easy to skip the numbers thinking that, you know, hey, I already colored that yet. And it's like, no, in your head, maybe, but no, you haven't colored that number yet. Yeah. So anyway, I'd be interested to hear what your love stories are. Not all of my stories are bad. I mean, I've had some great things happen. I've met some great people and I had some great experiences. It's just the lessons that I've learned have been really, really harsh and really strong. And I think that's for a reason, because I just kind of went in just really naive, not really knowing what I was getting into, and had my heart open to everybody and everything. And I wasn't listening to my inner voice, the one that I talked about last time, who my brain that kind of clocks things before I'm even conscious of it, who spots patterns before I even know that something had even happened, and who sends out the warning signs for me to get out, to stop, to leave a person alone before I even got the pattern matched up. I mean, I've learned to work with that guy, my brain. And when those warning signs start going up, start backpedaling. Oh, okay. So we're going to halt the messages. We're going to halt the, all the lovey-dovey stuff for a little while, because my brain is shooting all kinds of messages saying that something is up, and it sees something it's not supposed to see. So let me check that out first. Let me get back to you. And that's how I work that these days. And I'm so glad I did. I mean, I'm just really, really glad that I've incorporated that. It's made it to where I think I'm having more fun at this thing. I think. Uh-oh. So I'm not going to finish all of this. I'm going to try to stop at 30 minutes. But one of the other things that I wanted to say about being neurodivergent in love, and especially if you're middle-aged and you're just starting in the dating scene, is get you a whole friend, a friend who's been around, who's like really done the dating thing, really done the whole love thing, who's had many, many lessons, many, many men, many, many women, who knows relationships, really, really well. Get you that person, because I don't think that could have gotten through this without my friend Liv, who is very, very proud of her, of her experience, and she's like lent me a lot of, like after every date, every encounter, relationship, all that, we do a debrief and we talk, and she shares her experience, and usually it helps me to understand where I went wrong, what my culpability was in how everything went down. Because, okay, another thing because one of the things that we tend to do is we tend to internalize everything, and we want to say everything is our fault. Oh, this didn't work out because I did this and this. No, sweetie, it didn't work out because he was an asshole, and that had nothing to do with you. It didn't work out because he had mommy issues and he wanted you to raise him. It didn't work out because he was looking for a hospice wife. And so he can retire, so he can just lay back and live off you for the rest of his days. No, honey, he wanted you to fix his life. That has nothing to do with you. Or, oh, okay, you did way too damn much. Yeah, you were giving yourself girlfriend privileges, and you were just a side chick. You didn't know you were the side chick? Okay, so here's this, and this. These are all the signs that you were his side chick. You were not his girlfriend. Those type of conversations. The conversations where it's that guy was that guy was an asshole. Don't worry about him. Or, girl, you need to do better next time. Any of those type of conversations that people have with their best friends, I think you get better insight and better education if your friend that you're doing a debrief with has had some experience with men and relationships, and they can pretty much tell you, give you some valuable key insight. So, get you a whole friend. And not just, don't just go looking around and saying, hey, go around asking people, hey, are you a hoe? Because I need a friend. No. This is just one of those things where, you find somebody who's you find a friend, a really good friend. And if she's like, doing her thing and living her life and really not caring what anybody says, that's her or him. That's them. That's the person. Pull them aside one day and be like, hey, I just got out of this relationship, or this just happened to me, and I wanna run some things by you. What do you think? And they'll be like, oh no, you fucked up. Yeah. Or yeah, that wasn't about you. No, let them go. You dodged a bullet, my friend. You need that person. So even if you're like, newly single, you got a bunch of married people around you. As a matter of fact, if you're newly single, I would not. One of the mistakes I made was letting my married friends, try to advise me when I was newly single, not realizing that my married friends saw my singledom as their opportunity to live vicariously through me. And one of them told me that I needed to break my divorce virginity. I don't know how they put it, but it was a divorce virginity. Basically, I need to get out there, screw some guy, just to get it out of the way, because the first time you sleep with a guy, if you don't do that, the first time you sleep with a guy that you like, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be weird. Well, if anybody tells you that, don't listen to them, because that's not true. Not if the person cares about you and you care about that person, and you're both adults and mature about it. Actually, it was quite a great experience for me. I mean, just saying. Anyway, I think that you should kind of, that kind of goes along with watching who you're telling certain things to and about. I mean, I when I talk about my sex life and who I'm with and not with and what I'm doing and not doing, Liv is the only person who could basically tell you the ins and outs of everything. And she's, like I said, but she's the person that I get advice from. There's no committee. There's none of that. And for safety reasons, she kind of knows when I'm going somewhere and where I'm not. So if anything ever happens to me, whoever I'm with, you're going to get this rude awakening, a call. And if she can't find me, she might fly out. And you're going to have to deal with this chola journalist who's very, very super smart and very, very pissed, and who can fight, probably take you down. So, love you, Liv, if you see this. She is quite beautiful though. She too, it's just that she's scary too. If you're, she's, it's like I don't know, a beautiful type of scary. I love you, Liv. Anyway, so, you need an advisor, and you need somebody who has your interest in mind and not anybody else's. You need somebody who's not trying to live vicariously through you, and you need somebody who's been out there and doing what you're trying to do. So please, fellow neurodivergents, if you don't want to get you a hoe friend, get you at least a friend who's out there in the dating scene, who's doing what you're doing. You've got to get somebody you can't live through like I said, your married friends. Mine had me so tripped up, and then had the nerve to go snitch to my ex-husband about what I was doing. Can you believe it? And I mean, my dating life in the beginning was so boring that they made up things. So now this man was thinking that I was sleeping all over the country, doing everybody, and I hadn't, because I'd been married 24 years and had only been with like one man for 24 years, him. I hadn't even slept with, touched, or done anything with anybody. But they needed that drama, needed that spice, needed that something. I wasn't giving it to them, because their advice to me was to just go out there and just hump somebody, and I refused to do that. Well, since I refused to do that, they had to kick the drama in themselves, and it kind of screwed me up. So yeah, watch who you're talking to, who you're telling things to, and kind of limit it. Newly divorced neurodivergents, we got enough problems out there, guys. We do We don't need your neurotypical or otherwise girlfriends trying to make your divorce life more dramatic than it actually was. Otherwise, you'll be like me and have all these people gossiping and rumors getting back to your ex that you're just being the biggest whore in town. And meanwhile, you've not even had any experience with any guy until several months after the fact, after he thinks that you're already just run through, I guess. Which there's nothing wrong. I mean, even if you are doing that, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Do you do what you need to do to heal? Do what you need to do to find yourself, to be yourself. But no one needs to make that up and use that drama against you, especially in a divorce, because when I tell you that my divorce went from amicable to let's string her up, yeah. And from everything that I've gone over things in the past couple of years, that was the one thing that seemed to change the tide, was the fact that the rumors started, and the rumors came from my married friends, my closest married friends. So anyway, I am going to finish this. So anyway, those are some of the lessons in love, being during neurodivergent that I've learned. Don't internalize or personalize those last words, and get you a friend who's out there, who knows what you're going through, and who's not going to influence you just for their own gain. And you'll be surprised which one of those friends will turn on you at the end. I was so shocked at the friends who turned on me during my separation and my divorce. Like I never would have, if you would have asked me, I never would have thought that it would have been the people who it turned out to be. So which I'm better off today without them. You know, I don't think I could have had the life that I've had since if they were still kind of weighing me down, because they were like dead weight at the end of the day. So I think that's it for today. Basically, for all those people, all those guys and girls with the final words where they want to just throw you in under their bus and tell you how awful you are, that's what this page is for. Go heal. For all those friends who end up being not so friendly after they figure out that your life is not as dramatic as they want it to be, go heal. And I have to tell you guys something funny. I have a lot of lurkers and trolls and people watching me. I posted this on my stories, and I did a voiceover that said, I just said, stop snooping, go heal. And let me tell you, the accidental likes that I got from people who should not have been following my account were hilarious. Hilarious. Yes, I got screenshots. Anyway, so until next time, have fun, color, and you can get this page on my webpage, jonitaldavis.com. All that information will be in the description box after this live is posted. Thank you. Bye.